Welcome back to the Barley Lads. As always, I'm Zane with Bryce behind the camera. Today we're talking about Pendleton Midnight Canadian Whiskey. This is Pendleton Midnight. It's a Canadian blended whiskey out of the Hood River Distillers, Hood River, Oregon. 45% or 90 proof. This is a non-age statement, but at least 3 years. Price-wise, you should be able to get this between $35 and $40. Mash bill, we don't know much other than that it's Canadian, so it probably has corn, rye, and barley. So Pendleton Midnight, this is out of Pendleton Distillers or Hood River Distillers. The interesting thing about this is that Hood River, Oregon is obviously in the US, but this is a sourced Canadian whiskey. So not quite sure why whoever put this together decided to produce a Canadian whiskey in the US, but that is what Pendleton is. So the Pendleton name comes from the Pendleton Roundup, which is a big rodeo out near, I believe, Hood River, or maybe actually in Pendleton, Oregon. And they have, I think, 3 or 4 different bottlings in this line, in the Pendleton line. Hood River Distillers is actually a distillery. They produce other whiskeys. I think they produce some vodkas and gins as well. And they've been around for 80 plus years. So obviously a little confusing that we have a Canadian whiskey coming and bottled in the U.S. and being bottled by a distillery that actually produces whiskey. So yeah, so it's a very interesting bottling in that sense. So also on the website it says that Pendleton Distillers is based in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, which is also the home of MGP. They are a massive producing distillery that sells mostly sourced whiskey to other blenders, bottlers, distillers to produce bourbons and ryes, that sort of thing. So let's taste this. Fairly light, inoffensive on the nose. The brandy barrel aspect of this, it says that brandy barrel finished. Some of this whiskey, I believe, stays in the brandy barrels for up to 6 years. Not as much brandy influence as you would expect. Syrupy, which I think you can get a lot with Canadian whiskeys. I'm getting more flavor this time than for the first time I tasted this. Brown sugar, still get that syrupy, that almost maple syrup quality. A little bit of spice, a little bit of cinnamon. The finish is fairly short, but I can still get some of the spice and brown sugar. It lingers a little bit, so maybe I'll give it a medium length finish. Yeah. I'm not going to call this overly complex. It is a good whiskey. I wish that their website was more helpful. Mostly they talk about where the name came from, their quote-unquote history, or lack thereof, as far as I'm concerned. And it's more of a marketing ploy, I feel like, than anything else. It is a good whiskey though, so I can't really ding it. It's It's still more style over substance, but the substance is still there. For the $35 to $40 price range, this is a good whiskey. I probably wouldn't keep it stocked on my shelf regularly. I am kind of interested in trying the regular Pendleton. It's only 80 proof though, so you're not going to get. Honestly, it might just be more alcohol burn because it's younger, without as much complexity. But the brandy does certainly give it some interesting complexity. So you do get some of those brandy flavors. So yeah, okay. Well, thank you again for watching another episode of the Barley Lads. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get those notifications when we post new videos. Cheers.